esports experience. And how has it been watching your brother play on this stage for the first time?
This is crazy watching him play on the stage, going from hearing him yelling in the bedroom next to me all night to now watching him on stage is just crazy.
How proud are you, be honest?
I'm extremely proud of him.
Walk me through the time when like Trent brought up being a pro VALORANT player. How did that conversation go?
He's been playing for a long time. He's always been trying to get to this point, and it was years and years of him screaming in the bedroom to get to here, and I'm just so proud of him to get to this point right here.
How are you feeling, Haley?
I'm really proud also. I've seen him grown up into such an amazing young man, and he was born to do this for sure.
Born to do it. And now, hello, Miss 2-year anniversary on Friday. Now listen, I don't know if you've heard, but I'm very single. What is the secret to dating a pro player, making it last this long?
I mean, you just gotta understand that this is his life and what he always dreamed of, and it's hard, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's his dream and it's happening. So, I mean, I'm just proud of him. I'm happy that he got to where he wants to be. So, yeah.
Just a whole bunch of pride here among the Trent family, and there's more G2 fans back here, the whole G2 squad here. But we have a game, a very close game to get back to. So, Mimi and Ender, please take it away.
G2 maybe the fan favorites here in the Riot Games arena, but a long way from closing this out. Remember, an elimination match here. Only one spot remaining in the play-ins.
And it is ready to become a gigabanger, I feel. KRU need to have a good open here, just fishing for that Cypher cam off the start, but it wasn't placed there. Net did a lot of this, these forward cams to spot out the early shots.
Again, Kesnet is alone. He's always trusted it's his solo anchor, and this time realizes there's too much force from G2, and they're gonna keep going, actually.
Oh yeah, big old flank on the other side of the map. It'll be important. Can Trent hold for this and get kills?
It gets so awkward in that smoke. But G2 finds it, and now look at Trent. He's got a crossfire here into the blender. Goes KRU, and they are getting eviscerated. Flawless pistol rounds for G2.
Wow. I swear Trent played in that same exact spot the last time, and there was just one guy lurking that time. This time there's 4, and they get them all.
I'm imagining he was just distracted by by seeing his family getting interviewed at halftime, just chilling in spawn. It's like, oh, wait, there's a round.
Oh.
And then goes and kills
I forgot to buy my gun. Oh no.
Great round from him, though. Let's see if KRU can get anything out of this eco, though. We have seen far too much success with classics thus far.
Yeah, G2 aren't leaving much to chance in this one, though. Double rifle in Valen and Jonah P's hands.
Paranoia, though, from Melzer. This could actually get dangerous. Flash, Noya in, but they deal with it well.
They didn't use the Noya, because they all swung into the line before Melzer used it.
Right.
Yeah, they just used the KO flash, and
Melzer
was like,
guys?
Yeah.
Do you want me to flash?
He's not going to call him the Paranoia stratagem and nuke his own team.
Wouldn't want to do it. Ned has worked his way all the way up through B, so the team will be called back to him. Might actually walk into Kesnet here, but dealt with.
One of the interesting things about, I think, how KRU have to play this defense is almost they need to get very active with the chamber. So I like seeing looks where they are fighting into A main, B main the last couple of rounds. But also they have a little bit less constant utility than the Cypher on the other side. Similar situation to last game where they're not playing with a hardcore Sentinel.
Cover going out.
Don't do it to me.
Melzer punished for his greed there.
Yeah. But again, I'm looking at this to be a map where G2 are looking to punish those gaps in the defense from KRU. Find the timing so they can slip the net. Unless they just want to keep running the hard execs over and over again. Maybe that just works for them. They don't have to worry about that same level of choke control that a Cypher would give you, especially on that B side.
I mean, yeah, that is the big sacrifice with this comp. That chamber trip is nowhere near the same value as Cypher gives.
Yeah, it kind of changes where you're taking the fights too, because you're going to see a lot more fights in main, like fights right off the rip,
I mean, like you're seeing in this round.
Exactly.
Set up B main for KRU.
Instead of just chilling on site, playing around my silly little tripwires, it comes very quick.
Melzer, I think, just trying to bait for his teammate there.
Yeah, break the camera. But again, like, Net does not do the default camera. He thinks the default cam sucks.
Kesnet, forward angle. But it's only 1-for-1. That's a great trade from Net.
Melzer just dies in mid as well before the smoke came in. Unless, what? There was a wall up?
Maybe that was a spam. It's hard to say. But Trent's in trouble now, getting overwhelmed by KRU and mid. But look how much util they have to invest. They're throwing a kitchen sink at this guy, and finally he's taken down.
The kitchen sink's got hands, Mimi.
Yeah, but look what they have to retake now. Actually, still enough utility to make it work.
And there is a double rewrap going into market here. It is planted nicely for that market angle.
G2 loves the reflanks on this map. This took KRU off guard multiple times in the first game. Have they learned from it? Tap on the spike. Molly into main, and MTA has to deal with the players in market. First one found, but there's Jonah P in the 1v1 now. Dart forward, MTA has to get this one to half, and he's swinging, he's trying to get it done, but there's just not enough time. Jonah, round after round, wins these clutches. How many critical rounds has he claimed for G2?
So many, and it's so nicely played too. The utility kind of baiting his teammate there, but because it's so little time, the right decision. Honestly, he's able to get his one, play the time super nicely off the dart. Well done. And G2, I saw them afterwards. They were giggling on stage. They know they just got away with murder there. Reminder, KRU only won a single rifle round on defense on this map previously. Now they got bonus. They're getting kind of owned.
It would be tragic to see it. The same story 2 matches in a row. Nightfall reveal Valorant.
I think the only world that G2 run into big issues this round is if late they try to walk back into B main, because Melzer's got that Bucky over in the corner.
Guy's in a bit of a one and done here, and he's going to get darted off. The follow-up, great out of Leaf. The player swing to trade as well is dealt with. It's a very clean round from G2.
That it is. Kesnet, the only one with a real opportunity to turn something around, and is able to get his first.
That's a rifle.
A bit out of reach.
He's grabbed it. Made it happen, Leaf. Just ducking and diving over the top. He's taken down, but the trade is there, and Bucky Omen ain't winning that.
So Mimi, you remember at the end of last round and I said G2 were laughing, they were giggling? It was Leaf that was giggling. He was getting silly up there.
He's a silly guy.
He's a very silly guy.
I feel like everyone from that Cloud9 team last year, just the vibes merchants. You have Zelsis doing the same over on Sentinels now. Leaf bringing the fun here on G2.
Yeah, and now Leaf is testing a new market. He's bringing the vibes over to G2.
It's crazy because Leaf is 19, maybe 20 now. He's a really young guy, but he's like the veteran of this team that's been playing at Tier 1 in Valorant for a long time, was playing in Tier 1 in games before that.
I feel like it's funny too, because in a lot of different esports titles, G2 they're the villains, you know? They like to talk some trash a lot of the time.
Yeah, I hear they're the nice guys.
G2, they're just lovely people.
It's funny because you see the org roll up with like a big truck and all this, and then you see him on the stage and it's like, we're just having fun, just happy to be here, you know?
Yeah, if you missed it, I believe G2 had a truck here at the venue that said, buy our skins if you don't like Sentinels, something along those lines.
I'm sure it was. So it's always about Sentinels.
It was like G2 and Sentinels showing up to talk some trash.
But we got to talk about KRU here because they're on the verge of elimination.
That they are. And I think it's kind of got to come down to Kesnet. They put so much into him. He's got 21 kills with the op. G2 do a pretty good job of calling around him, though, and dodging out his sights, especially in the mid-round. They're not often moving into him later in those situations. And it's hard to get value if, people aren't running into you as the chamber.
The thing is, though, Kesnet, 21 and 12. Next best player on his team, half that.
Yeah.
It might just be one of those games where you need another player to step up if KRU want to get into this.
We'll see what they do. They really just want to post this op up on this line, but of course, Viper Orb goes down and forces them off the angle. It's sort of the counterplay to deal with this one-way here that is so frustrating to deal with.
One idea here for G2. They want to go deep through mid and maybe split this back into B. Smoke up, rocket through for Leaf. Second satchel, ready. And there is a victim on the other side. Shy is down, great opener.
It'll have to be Melzer. Melzer's in B main, but he's getting pinched. He's pushing forward to find Net. The 1v1 to keep control of the site, but he can't get it.
And that's an ult committed as well. G2, all the info they could dream of. A beautiful post fight here on B, and look at that money for KRU.
Can KRU even play this round?
They might just have to save.
You've got an op. I guess Kesnet could have the chamber op in the next round if he died, but
They're
no.
not going for it.
They've got to call it off. Give G2 10.
It seems like a big issue thus far for KRU is mid control. They are losing it every round. G2 has been allowed to just walk into that space and split whichever site they want.
I kind of want to see them get more active looking for the fights.
Wait, this op might fall. Hold on.
Here.
Kesnet loses another opportunity as well, and Net's already taken down one. Kesnet will teleport away, jump to safety, but there is another hunter on his way. KRU, though,
Leaps on the way. On the prowl. Again, it's not the end of the world because he would get the orb to get the ult up in the next round, but yeah, kind of demoralizing even just losing the one there.
Yeah.
I will say G2, the way they fought into that space was so nice. Having the smoke on the right side of top mid caught out both of the KRU players. That's where KRU was trying to hold for mid. They gave this sort of red carpet for Leaf to dive on in there and get that kill.
And even just the damage there. Kesnet can only rebuy into half armor. The money is enough to get them a buy, but it is not good for KRU by any means.
But I don't love this because Kesnet is again looking for the post up in A main. But check this out. The Viper orb goes down.
Maybe just a gapping hole in this map yet again.
Yeah.
No one there to hold it.
The Prowlers come through. The knife comes through. Like, how much a utility are they giving to put Kesnet on this line? It's a lot. And he's creeping forward. He's looking for his kill.
Can he find it? KRU got some kills on the other side. Jonah committing a Hunter's Fury in the open, not punished for that one. What happened in mid?
There was a big fight in mid, so both G2 players walked up into mid, and that's why Jonah P canceled the drone to go for the ult to assist them there, but it didn't come in time for MTA to be shut down.
Awkward rounds. But the clutch is asked of two guys who have done it before, Trent and Jonah. And Trent has the first opportunity. Won't convert on it. Nice shots out of MTA.
That spike is hopelessly abandoned out in mid. It's an ult orb mission at this point. Grab what you can.
But I think you see the difference there from KRU. After giving that initial utility to get Kesnet on the line, they're instantly going back to mid, re-clearing that space, and punishing G2's walkout.
And it's the positions they're playing, right? See where that body is where they died? They're trying to fight in front of possible smokes, because so often in mid rounds, attacking teams are going to drop a smoke there or drop a smoke there. There's some big smokes. We're talking like a brimstone on steroid smokes. But what it does is it gives you sort of a lane to play through. It gives you a smoke to flash through. Jonah P doing it without it, but he's got no time, unfortunately. That'll keep KRU in this one.
Yeah, 8 to 10. Finally, some stability on the economy, some ults starting to come online. That's the round they needed to build back into this.
Yeah, walking, and you can see the smoke on the left side, but they're playing in front of it. That is the adaptation from them. 2 rounds ago, they were stuck behind the smoke, and KRU looked silly for it. Leaf owned them with that Raze ult. This time, they're in front. So round to round, adaptation, week to week adaptation for both teams.
G2 have a main control. And Kesnet this time not really able to establish on that forward line.
That's getting a little active here in mid. Door is closed on him, so that opens up a path to walk into top mid, but you can see the instant rotation. A lot of defenders will do this. Hit that door and then reposition up to top mid. Trent, or no, sorry, not Trent. Shy will be locking that space down.
That's the drone spot, Kesnet.
Doesn't last long enough.
Yeah, Klaus is on his way, but he
peeked into
saw him. I think maybe trying to get someone following up
Yeah.
off that drone.
Yeah, he was trying to swing with his teammate there that
Yeah.
was breaking the drone in case someone was up with
It's
it.
good micro, but unfortunately no one there to receive. Now they know where Kesnet is, and they don't want to go to Kesnet's site.
Yeah. Nice thing is, they feel a little bit safer to walk back into this mid space because of how far up net is. They know the door is closed, they can bust that down.
This player in main.
It's a
Take
judge.
everything. Melzer? Yeah, just a judge. It's a tough task. Valen holding.
Uh-oh.
They're passing each other. Who gets the kill, Valen? That is everything for G2. KRU's retake now going to be difficult. Through mid, they go straight into Net's crosshair. A great shot from him to start, but Kesnet there on the trade. Still support from the site for G2.
Jonah P has just been left on site, ratting it out inside of the smoke.
And everyone else full off. Double shocks, double mollies. This is a brutal post plant for KRU to get through. And Jonah is ahead of it. I love it. Just let the man fight. He'll win it. Not that time, though. Still, it's just not enough time to make this happen for Klaus. He knows it.
And before, remember, there was the late rewrap into markets. You even got Klaus trying to scout it out. He picks up the operator. It's the small wins for KRU,
But it again comes back to mid control. Net is getting that space for free. So when G2 sees the op on one side, they can rotate super quickly, beat out the defenders, and win on the other side.
Yeah, and if you are losing mid control, the way you have to make up for it is control over mains. On A, you want to fall back into elbow or lane. In B, you need to fall into main. But Melzer has lost that fight 2 times in a row now. If he's winning those fights, it's different. He's picking up a rifle. He can fight back into sight. But he's losing them, and it's costing KRU the chances to win these rounds.
And it's kind of surprising to me that KRU's not investing anyone there. They have a Kesnet who can get forward with a TP. They have these fade KO combos that can set someone up to take that space, but they've never committed to it.
The annoying thing for KRU is that it's all these late round B finishes.
Yeah.
So if they put 2 bodies in there, then all of a sudden they're overloaded on B, and maybe these G2A hits at the start can turn into actual side hits. So it's very complex to actually call round to round. Maybe they can try to read these mid rotates a little bit more. Like you were saying, fighting out into mid could be the solution for them.
A big timeout here for KRU. Starting to run out of chances to recover here in Kickoff.
But if there was ever a round, we have got 5 ults ready to be unleashed on G2.
How do they employ them? That pause gave time for Josh Ortiz to talk as well, so G2 has that thought in their head as well.
Yeah, looks like they are going to play 2 over towards this B side of the map. So Kesnet can drop the trip in market, the teleport to go back there and fight off that as well. He even could, in the late rounds, play inside of that funky little pocket here and teleport out if there was ever to be a fight in main. Play anti-flash behind it.
Shadows traveling.
Kesnet going very far forward here, but cannot get anything off of his opportunity. Melzer puts in the smoke, and G2 is already into this side, or are they? They invest the util and they double back.
Yeah, they were showing a lot there. They showed Sova, who instantly rotated over to the A side. They showed Raze, they showed Cypher, they showed Omen. That's 4 different players. But I think KRU are happy to be stacked over into this B side because they have the pit over in A main. Makes it very easy to sort of buckle down behind their trip. The weakness really is MTA in top mid here, the only player holding that angle.
What is Melzer doing? Just trying to close that door? Getting a little close for comfort, and those blastbacks not actually gonna be able to break that trip. That's still info.
Yeah, G2 are now playing a no-dive comp. And how do you make that work? It's by punishing into mid. They take down MTA, and they're still looping back into Boba.
Leave the first, and he executes Klaus. Melzer manages to trade for 2, but was it enough? Kesnet pressures on him. Op, trying to juggle it back and forth out of his hand. He's getting pinged out by the dart, and there's just nothing he can do.
30 seconds
G2
left.
overwhelm the B site and play shy in an unwinnable situation. Match point, G2. Match point.
G2 have found the holes, and they are blasting them open. KRU never have control of B main, and they're constantly getting wrapped. Previous times into market, now into Boba. It's a different wrinkle every time from G2, and the pressure has simply been too much. KRU went into that round with 5 ults, Mimi, and they only used the Viper's Pit because they were getting fought before they had a chance to use them.
Is this another fast round from G2? A main is where they posture. Kesnet will attempt to get on this line. And again, the double smoke comp is so oppressive. He's never getting opportunities early rounds.
Kesnet has to find this tournament on the line. It's not gonna happen.
Drone committed. Leaf ready to enter into the site. MTA will try and pop his ult, but he can't help his teammate. Klaus is down. It's a 5v3, and Net is working on a lurk. He's gonna be behind Shy. He hears that Molly being committed. But they're going back off of this lurk. They've pushed Leaf all the way through spawn, and now these A players are trapped.
Leaf gets the kill. Second one opens up. It's so problematic. Melzer has to be the hero of KRU
He's
to
making
stay
so
in it.
much noise. He's not ready for that. Huge kill there. MTA 1v5, and Leaf is here. The final shot connects, and G2 qualified to the play-ins. They eliminate KRU.
what a way to finish it off as well. Net was lights out on these two maps. His sight's untouchable, his lurk's just better.
And you contrast this game to the first time these two teams played, and you can see the improvement in G2. They do such a better job of dealing with Kesnet on this map, of shutting down that defense, and get honestly a really clean win here on Sunset.
Yeah, this was the map that went really good for them on their second half previously, and it looks even better this time. Not even dropping the pistol or anything like that. They avoid the problem map of Icebox. No issues there. On the other side, of course, a very tough start to the year again for KRU. They had to play the same team twice. They're in the three-team group. They lost a very close series, and again here today. Of course, this team was plagued by the close ones, the 1% before, but it's G2 on top.
These boys have waited a long time for their opportunity in Tier 1, but they're showing up here at Kickoff. It'll be brutal, though, in that play-in. A lot of games to be played tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's crazy. Got another long day, a 3-matcher.
And each team has to play 2 games.
Yeah.
It's going to be very different from that normal league play, but I mean, if there's someone to be ready for a format like that, it's the guys who have been grinding down in Tier 2.
Yeah, what G2 played yesterday against UG, they got to play again today, 2 again tomorrow. It's a long, long weekend.
It's
no
probably
better
what they
chance
want,
to
honestly.
ramp
You're
up.
showing up to Tier 1 and, hey, play as many matches as you can.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Even playing very close games against EG.
I want to give some credit to Net in this one. He was so good with these lurks, especially here on Sunset, constantly exploiting that gap in mid.
We finally got to see that kill in mid. He was playing off of the one-way, the Omen Zone one-way, and got shot down on that one. A fantastic Sunset here from G2. Again, with all those mid looks, G2 just a masterclass on how to move around the map.
Yeah, I mean, Jonah as well, winning everyone the clutches, the king of the Guardian. But like you mentioned, unfortunately, that means we bid farewell to KRU here in Kickoff. Just playing the same team twice, that is tough. And I'm wondering now, going into the main event, is their read going to change? Are they going to still commit to this lurking style always for Kesnet? Because they do have a lot of time with missing out on Madrid, however heartbreaking it may be, to really refine themselves and be the best KRU they can be for the regular season.
Yeah, we got to see their read without any tape, so it was a lot of really interesting, very off-meta comps. They've got some time to make the pivots. Do they want to play some meta? Do they want to keep rocking Kesnet on the Jet and the Chamber? Because when that works, it really works.
Well, G2, they've booked themselves a spot in the plane, and we have Elizabeth standing by on the stage with Jonah P for your Verizon post-match interview.
I can hear with that, like the noise canceling.
Everyone, I am here with Jonah P. You might know him as Professor P, part of the winners of G2. An incredible match. I have to let you know, or let everyone here know, the story of G2 is perseverance and tenacity. You guys have just demonstrated that over and over again. Where does that come from?
I mean, it's just dedication, and you know, we support each other in and out of game for the past, like, this is our 3rd year together, so we just know how everyone, you know, acts and feels, and we're just there to lift each other up, and it's just a family at the end of the day.
Your team talked about just that 1% more, that 1%. Was it 1% or what was it?
I mean, honestly, the first time we played KRU, after we watched it back, we thought like we shouldn't have won that game. You know, we were over rotating, our comms are very hectic in retakes, so we fixed those things, and we knew it was going to be much cleaner, and you know, it was a 2-0 today, as it should have been before.
Yes, I mean, that was my next question. I talked to Josh and I talked to you earlier. It's just those little things that you needed to fix. Are those fixed now that we move on, or is it still something we need to work on maybe?
I mean, every game you have to make sure all your flaws are worked on. You know, we're just every day, every game at practice, you know, we talk about what we want to work on, and it's just adding every day, and you know, just got to make sure our comms and our micro plays and our macro is good, and you know, our comms are pretty hectic, so we got to make sure everyone's calm, and I would say it's my duty to calm everyone down as like initiator, and just be like step up and be the only voice we need.
Yes. Well, I do want to ask you, your girlfriend has been here for every single match, and you've heard her screaming if you've been in the audience. What is it like having such a dedicated partner?
It's amazing. Like yesterday when we lost, she was saying like she was getting some ugly faces because she was so loud, and I was like, I'm just so happy she's here. I love her so much, and No, I hear her through the noise canceling headphones. Like, it might be like, concerning, honestly. So, but she's amazing. I wouldn't be here without her, so.
That is the sweetest thing. Well, thank you so much. Give it up for Jonah P. one more time. And it's been a long, long day of Valor, but we have a post show with your teammate, Net. So stay right here, friends. Please take it away.
Well, shout out to Liz for keeping that single meta going on her behalf. But joining us right now, we got Net. Welcome to the analyst desk. How are you doing? Coming off this win.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, but probably not as good as you. So I want us to kind of I want us to walk things back a little bit. Like, you all faced KRU 5 times. Y'all gave them Icebox week 1, and then after that, it was just y'all were just cleaning house. What do you attribute all these wins against KRU to?
I attribute a lot of it to us just staying calm, and I honestly think that VALORANT is the best IGL in all of Americas, and maybe not Sonic, but I'm just so confident. But every time VALORANT calls something, we just know it's right. We buy in, and it's always right. Like, I think VALORANT doesn't get the credit he deserves. Like, he's just amazing.
I was noticing kind of a difference between yesterday against EG, maybe even the other game against KRU. He was frying. Like, he was individually like clicking. He was nasty. Today it was like kind of subdued, and everybody else was like frying. Was that kind of because you guys felt a little bit more comfortable on the stage now, or what's that about?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a lot of comfort. Like, me personally, I feel like it's going to be funny, but I've been playing like a fraud for a little bit, and I love my team so much, and I don't want to be the reason for us not to make Madrid. All of us, we put in so much time, countless hours every day, and I love them like my family, so I want to, they're there for my lowest lows, and I want to be there for their highest highs.
When you say you were playing like a fraud, what do you mean in scrims too?
No.
Just... I
would say, a lot of it was I just wasn't being confident enough, and just really, playing with some balls, and they gave me a good pep talk today, just, zero...
I think we noticed it, man.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
I mean, you guys have played on so many stages now, all the way back to the first time you shocked everyone with the core, made it to Reykjavik, then winning the Ascension LAN on stage there last year, and playing now here in Americas. Is there a difference between all of them, or at this point, do you guys just feel so comfortable in this environment that it's all just kind of blending together?
I definitely think we were getting more and more comfortable. I would say back in Reykjavik, we were pretty timid, and we didn't really play ourselves, just because I think in VALORANT, confidence is a lot. If you let the enemy team walk over you and you don't stand your ground, they're just gonna, it allows them to build momentum and really do their game plan. That's why teams, in my opinion, Paper X are so good. They always play with full confidence, and they have a plan and they commit to it.
I've actually been, following you for a while, obviously all the way back to the Garden and Reykjavik and all that. And I always attribute seeing your persona on camera and your performance. And I feel like a lot of times I've linked them. And it's been more and more that you're the guy who's constantly hyping the team up. Is that for yourself? Is that for you? Is that something you're working on in terms of mental performance?
I would say that it's something that I've had to develop over time, because I used to be a big rager, and that's a result of having a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. And it's a more positive way to release my energy if I try to hype my team up rather than being frustrated.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to kind of circle back and touch on the VALORANT thing again with you. Obviously regarding him so highly as an IGL. Can you kind of dig into that? What are the attributes specifically that playing with him, it's just God, this is just perfect. It's so easy.
Sorry to cut you off. I would just say that he's always confident in his calling. I think he does his due diligence of he always makes sure that we do the little things right. And if we really mess up, it's more so on us than him, to be honest. And I would say also that we have so many smart individuals on our team that really help him paint a great picture across the map so he can make the best call that he can. So a lot of it is him just being a great IGL, but also just having great minds on the team that helps him in that sense.
Yeah, sure. No, he definitely is a great IGL, and he I mentioned this earlier. He said all y'all needed was that 1%, and I think y'all superseded that 1% in order to win. Now, you know what? Let's talk about what's up next for tomorrow. It's the play-ins, everybody. Now it's 3-team round robin. Everyone will play each other once, and the winner will be our 4th team for the playoffs.
It's crazy. You got 3 matches or 2 matches potentially tomorrow after running it down.
It's freaking bananas.
How does that? How do you guys even prepare for something like that after what is it? It's 8 p.m. right now.
Yeah. It's.
I think we're just going to unwind, and honestly, this is what you live for. I'm more happy to be playing more matches, and I'm just grateful to be a pro, and I'm happy to do it alongside people I love, so I'm just going to go out there and have some fun tomorrow.
Let's go. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow.
No, yeah. No, I think it's going to be great. We got MIBR versus Sentinels, MIBR versus G2, Sentinels versus G2. I mean, I'm here for it all. Like, honestly, the more the merrier. Now, I want to thank you so much, Ned, for joining us, man. It's giving us a little bit more insight on what was going on that stage. And thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Thanks, boss.
Such a good position right now. He's daring the challenge! And FRC hits the flick! He one-tapped them! I got one more! Get a chance to play. Vanity's so weak. There's the paranoia. There's the swing. He drops down and he gets it with the shorty. That's all it'll be. MIBR send Cloud9 home in advance.
Yeah. John, did you see that? Did you see that? What finesse? I see it.
Enemy down.
One enemy remaining.
3 down.
Spike kaput.
Not even too sure. I'm not too sure. Did it have enough? It's a win! No! It's a win! Not enough time! Unbelievable!
Screen down. Get out of my way.
Under their control, in their grasp, a chance from Act 3, and we will get it!
Let's go!
Beautiful. It's monstrous! And Sentinels are going to the plains!
First fight and gets it. Now ready for the second. It's a one-on-one, and Shy takes down VALORANT.
Six HP to work with. Swing. What? How has he done that? 1v1 now.
Nah, I simply don't believe that, Mimi.
That's not possible. And Leaf is here. The final shot connects, and G2 qualified to the play-ins. They eliminate KRU.